On September 16th, 2010. Oh, sorry. On September 16th of 2010, I woke up in a hospital bed after the second of 3 surgeries I would have in less than a year. This time to remove both of my breasts. The previous surgery came 6 months prior to remove my ovaries and my fallopian tubes. The final surgery would come 6 months later for the reconstruction of my breasts. All of these surgeries were my choice. The previous year, due to a strong family history of cancer, BC Cancer offered me the opportunity to be screened for the BRCA1 gene mutation. I tested positive, the worst possible outcome, and was told that I had 88% chance of getting breast cancer. I was also told by a surgeon that I had 2 ticking time bombs on my chest, and it was not if, but when. We were just waiting for cancer to show up. I was also told that I had 1 in 20 chance that I already had ovarian cancer. There was no way to know until they opened me up. This is why they call ovarian cancer the silent killer. When this happens, you're given 2 choices. You can either be screened every 6 months to try and catch breast cancer at an early stage. And currently, there's no effective method to screen for ovarian cancer. Or you can have surgeries to remove your fallopian tubes, your ovaries, and your breasts. I made the very difficult decision to move forward with preventative surgeries, because living my life waiting for cancer to show up was not a risk I was willing to take. Making my decision even clearer was the fact that my dear friend Marianne had just been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer and given a very dim prognosis on life expectancy. She bravely battled cancer, turning 6 months into 6 years, and passed away 2 years ago. Marianne taught me so very much in our time together, but most importantly, she helped me to see that my life was an absolute gift and that it should not be wasted. So picture this. I'm 38. I've removed both of my breasts, my fallopian tubes, and I have no ovaries. Do you have any idea what happens to a woman when they remove your ovaries? Well, let me tell you, you are insanely hormonally imbalanced. On one of my more trying days, my husband would come home from work to me storming down the driveway on my way to the neighbor's yard with every intention of killing their dog. And I love dogs. Its incessant barking had gotten on my every last nerve, and it was like I had sound sensors on the outside of my body, and that dog was barking into every single one of them. I am a wife, a mother, and I have a full-time career. I put on my Superwoman cape, and I kept going. Nobody had any idea how I was feeling, and I don't think I could have spoken it even if I tried. It took far too long to get my hormones balanced, and actually took me saying to my family doctor that I might kill somebody if we didn't get this sorted out. One of the worst parts, though, was feeling all alone. I'm sure many of you in this room have been through something where you felt like you were the only one going through it, like the only one. I finally had to acknowledge how much pain I was in and what was truly going on. It was bigger than me. I knew it was time to ask for help. I didn't know what kind of help I needed. I just somehow knew I had hit the bottom. The first thing my doctor did was put me on antidepressants. We all know the stigma that comes attached with that. I then began working with a counselor. Going to see my counselor, Joanna, gave me hope. It was a safe place where I could go and come undone. I didn't have to be brave there, and I could cry. Until then, I truly believed that if I allowed myself to cry, the tears would never stop. It was around this time that I was given a great book by a friend. It was by John Izzo, and it was entitled, "The 5 Secrets You Must Discover Before You Die." This book had nothing to do with dying and everything to do with living. There was so much goodness in there. But the one thing that hit me the most was that if my life was to end tomorrow, would I have regrets? For me, it was so very clear how sad it would be to leave this world, never reaching a point of knowing joy and contentment. This was just not okay to me. I was so wrapped up in fear, negative self-talk, worrying about what everybody thought of me, being afraid of asking for help, and always showing the brave face. I was hiding behind my bullshit, busying myself with people-pleasing and uncelebrated achievements, never wanting anyone to know who I really was, for fear that I wasn't enough. I can now see what an absolute waste of time and energy this was. There was so much more that I could be doing in this world. This was the beginning of the rest of my life. I'd had my bathroom floor moment. Nobody was coming to save me. It was up to me. I felt drawn to go deeper into self-discovery, finding new ways to rewrite my story. For the first time, I turned the focus on me. Some of the things that I've done that have made a difference are counseling, meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, taking care of my body through exercise and eating well, taking part in retreats, and working with a business coach and a pretty kick-ass spiritual badass. It has taken a holistic approach. Mind, body, and spirit all required my attention. What I know for certain is that all of it, all of the hard, messy work is worth it, and it continues to be. It has taken allowing myself to feel all of the emotions, anger, resentment, disappointment, shame, self-doubt, and sadness, in order to allow them to move through me. I now realize the power of being vulnerable, facing my fears, and speaking my truth. It is what has brought me back to me. Sometimes it takes great losses to show us how to live. I'm so very grateful to have been given these losses in order to receive the lessons, because it is in them that I was able to find my strength and courage. I truly feel like I was given an opportunity to alter the course of my life with these surgeries. It was a gift that not many are given. It has taught me so very much about myself, and it is now allowing me to live my best life. We all face obstacles and adversity. Working through them is where I believe our success lives. I also believe it's where the greatest gifts are. In March of 2015, 5 years after my surgeries, my name was drawn in a lottery. That lottery was for a chance to run a half marathon through the streets of New York City, the city of dreams. In this body, with its many scars, both physical and emotional, it carried me over that finish line. It is so very clear to me, obstacles are not what define us. It is how we work through them that does. Thank you.